And we're live. Welcome back. Hit the bar again. No guest this week, but we will do soon. Don't you worry. Let me get this nice little graph out while I've got it here. Ha! Hit the bar. Hey. Yeah, obviously,
it's going
to be a good one. For those of you that obviously may not know, this is a weekly, normally every Monday. We had to do a Wednesday last week, but normally every Monday, little football show that we're doing, where we don't just talk about Spurs, we talk about everything going on in football, but we both know that today is going to be pretty heavily Spurs related. Not only that, it's deadline day, so just in case anything major happens, we're here to cover it for the next 45 minutes or so.
What an intro.
Thank you. My co-host here joining me once again every single week. But how are we doing, chat? And how are you doing?
I'm good, bro. Ignoring the hate that I'm getting from my predictions, but other than that, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm gonna ban you for this. I'm gonna ban you for this because you can't be doing your predictions every single time and then we lose every time. What was it? It was the Sheffield United one, the first one you didn't do it and we won 3-1. So you know what? You're banned for the next one. Chelsea. I bet if I go into your story on Thursday morning or midday and I'm seeing predictions Chelsea, I'm lobbing my phone at your head.
You know, I've been getting too much hate. I'm gonna leave it for the Chelsea match because even now that it's a big game.
Do you know what? If we actually beat Chelsea somehow because you didn't do the predictions, I'm actually officially banning you. You're not allowed to do it ever again. I swear to God.
I'm doing it again. I've got to, bro. I've got to.
You're testing. Why? Why do you want us to fail so bad? Why?
No,
why
do you know what it is? Do you know how it started off? It was just like I want to hear what the people have got to say. Like, what's everyone's thoughts? But it was like. We were just and then I stopped one week. I think I was in the studio or something. I just stopped, and then we won. I think it was the Sheffield match you're talking about.
I think it was, or Leeds, one of those two.
One of those, and then I did it again, and we lost. And everyone was like, "Don't do it for Liverpool. Don't do it for Liverpool." I did it, and we lost.
And then I saw I shouldn't be doing this, but, and then it's there, and I'm like, "Oh, here we go." Right, that's it.
And then literally yesterday for Brighton, I'm like, predict. Never mind.
Never mind. Still happens. All right, brilliant, fantastic. Okay, rundown. For those of you guys that we're going to go talking a little about the transfers, a little bit about the Mourinho Spurs situation. Fans are unhappy. I've got a lot of Instagram questions. I think we both do a lot of Instagram questions when you put out to people there. So that'll be another segment. And yeah, let's get into it. Where do you want to start? Where should we talk? Where should we begin? Right.
We could start off from yesterday's.
I think we got to start off from yesterday, to be honest with you.
Performance, because absolutely, we were even just talking as well, and we were just talking about like, you know, the defense's performance. Kind of felt sorry for Dembele. And yeah, bro, I just feel like as a whole, the team. Even you were saying for Lloris as well. I feel like as a whole for the team, yeah, absolutely shocking, bro.
It's been a letdown the past few games, man. Like that Rambo episode last week, I picked up the Reece challenging Alisson. Should he be in the combined 11? I said he's been amazing the past year. And then what happens? All right, he parries it straight to Trent and then also is pretty poor against Brighton as well. So I ate my words pretty massively over the past week. So, I'm learning to keep quiet, but I can't help but back the team, you know what I'm saying? And then they just shove it in my face. I'm a bit stuffed from the amount of words I've been eating the past couple of weeks about our team, but you know what? Hopefully it turns around a little bit.
Bro, I'm the one who said that we were going to win all the trophies, bro. Like, I'm the one who was saying that.
True.
It's mad.
Although I did maybe mention something about the league last week, which we're going to gloss over. I didn't say that. That never happened. You're not going to clip me up. That ain't happening today. All right. Mason saying as well, hey guys, not been the best few weeks, but I thought we need to have positivity and we need to sort ourselves out quick. Not wrong there. But what do you need? Okay, we had a little mini discussion just before we went live.
Yeah.
We mentioned a lot about the defense.
Yeah.
Because I can't lie to you, bro. When I'm looking at the defense, I see one, maybe two players that I probably would want to keep in that defense right now. I think Reguilon, number one, first, always without a shadow of a doubt, but unfortunately he's injured now.
Yeah. And
the other one for me, really, probably Toby for the experience, but even then he's been dropped a few times recently, not showing his best.
Yeah.
I'll probably say Rodon to keep just because he's only 23 years old. He's only just come to the club. You can't really make a judgment.
You can't write him off, yeah.
You can't write him off just yet, but I'm talking like the likes of Dyer, not really good enough in my opinion. Toby, arguments that his legs are gone. We had this conversation a couple of years ago when him and Jan kind of fell off a little bit. Then Toby kind of went back up again. But now, are we seeing another little decline? I don't know. Sanchez, 42.5 million.
Bro, listen, I even wrote that. You know what's crazy? I was like, you know what? I don't want to just waffle. I actually want to talk about these guys. Like, at least these players have got written down and actually talk about their performance. Because, like I said to you, I spoke about Sanchez, Sissoko, and I was like, these guys did not. They were ineffective, bro. They didn't. What did they offer?
Ineffective.
What did they offer, bro? Do you get me? And like, I just feel like the effort wasn't there. The urgency wasn't there. Like, I don't know what more I could say to highlight these guys' performance. Just as a team, I felt kind of sorry for Dembele. I said it earlier. I felt kind of sorry for him, just because there was a lot for him to do, and he wasn't able to, you know what I mean, like, to provide the service that we know that he's good for. I mean, Bale obviously ineffective again, but like, taken off. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it was just one of those lackluster performances as a whole, like from the team, and I couldn't even understand what I was seeing.
I couldn't either, man. I think the main one for me is to focus on a bit on Sissoko. Sissoko, right? Okay, look, I understand him maybe trying to do the 3 at the back to match the fact that was Brighton's formation. We did it against Sheffield, worked pretty well. The problem is he's doing 3 at the back, or 5 at the back, really, because of the players he had on were not wing backs. You had Davis as a left wing back, who you know is not going to get anywhere near the attacking return as someone like Reguilon is going to be. And then you've got Sissoko right wing back throughout the whole game. Looked like he didn't. Well, to be fair, he didn't move. He hardly moved in that match. Towards the end, he was walking back when Brighton were attacking, and that was just not the
lack of urgency.
It's lack of urgency and just a dead formation to play with those players. We had that nice period at the start of the season was so good because we had like really solid central midfielders in Sissoko and Højbjerg, and Ndombele could sit in front of them as a number 10 because he can provide that creativity going forward. We then also had consistency with Dyer and Toby. Obviously, not people rating Dyer as much. Maybe we can find that in Toby and Rodon. But then you had Reguilon and Aurier, who are attacking fullbacks to provide us more width and more attack going forward. The lineups we've been seeing recently have been the deadest lineups,
deadest lineups. Like, I think you mentioned it as well. Ben Davies, like, it was nuts, bro. Like, there was no real push from him per se. I felt like he was one of the worst. Like, that I saw
in the first half, I actually think he was the worst player in our team in that first half. For sure.
On the pitch,
on the pitch in the league. No, okay, I can remember going a bit too far, but it's not it for me, man. It's not it for me, man.
And I just think, like you said, the start. As soon as I saw the team, I was like, and you know, word to what people always say, like when Kane's not there, like, can we really pose a threat? Do you know what I'm saying? That's the thing.
I think when Kane's not there, we have an issue of playing Son as striker, which we always seem to just not do as well when he plays up front. I feel like Son is just so much better from the left-hand side, making those runs in, because at least he can drag defenders wide. When you've got Sonny direct in the middle by himself, and especially without having like a number 10 or a creative player sit right behind him, what can they offer? We know that Bergwijn hasn't really provided many assists or goals. Obviously, he assisted Ndombele recently, but normally hasn't. Bale hasn't been up to scratch. So you had a front three of Bale, Bergwijn, and Son, where none of them could really find any kind of plan or way to get through that defense and just find each other. I found them more often than not on the ball, either out left, out right, and then passed back to the fullbacks and went back along the defense. Is just what I saw for the whole game. Just no tactics going forward. So I don't want to see this. I hate being negative and all this kind of stuff. I just don't want to see this 5 at the back unless you're playing like Reguilon and Aurier, because at least they can attack. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I just think, you know, as far as like you said, the fullbacks, I just think we need effective fullbacks. Like, like you said, if you want to do the 5 at the back, it has to like make it make sense. Do you know what I mean? At this point, bro, I'm just tired. Like, and I think obviously like some people will shoot Bergwijn, some Bell, but like for me personally, I like he didn't I didn't see any sparks from him. You know what I mean?
Nah,
And I hate being negative, bro, but it's like at the end of the day, you know, at the level that the team that we have, we can be posing a lot more of a threat to these like teams like Brighton, bro. Like, I mean, I don't want to say like no disrespect, you know what I mean? But come on, like we're actually Tottenham, like, do you know what I mean?
But yeah, if we're talking the levels, they are actually in a relegation scrap right now,
levels,
and we're
bro.
trying to fight for top 4. There's
that
no
record?
disrespect to saying that
like
we should be beating
games or something. 400 games or something that they've gone. It was a crazy number. And
then I saw a stat where all 3 of their last home wins have come in 2019, 2020, and 2021. So those are the last 3 home wins they've had, have come in 3 separate years. And we were probably that 2019 one. They beat us 3-0 in October 2019.
Yep.
So like to have these stats, and they hadn't won a home game all season. The only team in the top 4 English divisions to not win a game at home so far. And we just handed it to them. Dr. Tottenham came in, gave them the vaccine, and they were sorted. Pretty simple. They get more vaccines than we are right now in this country. So, oh man, it just stresses me out, these kind of games, man. It stresses me out. Oh, brother.
Yeah, no, I definitely do think just like, yeah, that's another thing. Like with Tottenham, like we love to like give these like relegation battle kind of teams like that glimmer of hope. It's always us.
Yeah.
That's another frustrating thing because it's like you guys will play. I'm not gonna say like you play amazingly. Like we don't play amazingly against like great teams like Liverpool's an example, but like Brighton, come on, bro. At least give us something to kind of chant about. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Caden Mamor saying charity FC is definitely what we've been feeling like right now. Just gifting points left, right, and centre out here like Santa Claus. Got the sack on the back. We want 3 points. Here you go. You want 3 points? There you go. It's more like Oprah Winfrey. You get 3 points. You get 3 points. You get 3 points. That's how we're feeling like right now, man. And it's upsetting me. I think there's a lot of chat, a lot of comments here, but we've got D1 saying Lo Celso is always injured. Dele should be playing. A couple people asking saying he's trash now, but this is the big talking point right now.
That's what led to the loan being cancelled. You know what I'm saying?
PSG, the loan to PSG is not happening. Spurs cannot get a replacement. Dele Alli will be a Spurs player for the rest of the season. The question is, though, is he going to be Danny Rose and just rot away in the under 23s and not see the limelight? Or will Mourinho finally see some sense and actually play him? Because at the end of this day, what is the harm? Like we have no creativity at the moment, especially without Kane, because a lot of the time this season, Kane's the one that drops deep to create a lot of the moves. How many times he assisted Son this season and a lot of players? So without Kane for the next couple of weeks, why are we not playing Dele Alli? Because I'll tell you what, he cannot possibly do worse than what Bergwijn, Lucas, Bale, and all these men are doing right now. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
surely
I can't see that happening, bro. And if it's like, and if there's any reason why anyone's doubting it, it's because obviously we haven't been able. When have we seen him been playing like that, really and truly? So we can't even really give any credit. Well, we can't anyway. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the managers, they see him in training, so they can. But me personally, I can't criticize him if I haven't been seeing him play. Do you know what I mean?
True. But that's the thing, though. Like, if the problem is, he'll probably will play him or bring him on at some point, but then he might just have an average performance just because he maybe only played 20 minutes or whatever, or maybe he didn't get an assist or a goal, and then he'll just drop him again for like another 3 months. So it's like there's no consistency there. He needs like a good run out in the team, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, I tell you what's a big thing, right? If we sell him now, that would be a huge mistake. He's what, only 24? 25,
he's young,
not even in the peak of his career. And the problem is, a couple years ago, he was worth about 100 million. And Daniel Levy's no mug when it comes to transfers. He's not going to sell Dele Alli now because his rate is probably what, 30 mil, you'd say now, 35 mil, which is nothing to what he was. I can honestly see Daniel Levy doing his best to keep Dele at the club as long as possible so that he can either thrive under the next manager or he finds a bit more form again, and then we try and get back up to that like 75 million valuation that he realistically should be at.
But he needs more playing time for that.
He needs more exactly. Playing time for that. So, you know what we saw in the documentary from last year, a couple Levy having a few words, having the regular meetings with Mourinho. I guarantee you some of the topics being brought up are going to be like, all right, when you're going to play Dele? Yes. He's like, Jose, when are you going to play Dele? Because I've got a player sitting here that could be worth 100 mil or used to be. And currently, we're going to get nothing for him. So I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot of words around there, and we'll see in the coming games as to whether we actually do involve Dele whatsoever, at least on the bench to have as an option.
Yeah, because I think it needs to make sense now, because I feel like for a lot of fans, this is a relief. I feel like, to see that, you know, he's not going to loan his. Look, I know it was for me when I saw it. I was like, like I said, I can't criticize him, so I'm only going to be like, okay, I'm glad that he's staying, because we need the options.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? And right now, you can see in our performances, you can see in our games, it's like we don't have a lot of variety. We don't have a lot of options to choose from our players, and like you said, things that Son's missing, we know that Ali can provide. Do you know what I mean? It's long, exactly. It's getting long.
He runs off of the strike. He offers a lot more. It's just about. I think it just comes down to him as a person. At the end of the day, if he's actually like determined to fight for his space, because I think that's what most people aren't seeing. I think a lot of people are labeling him as lazy and this, that, and the other. It
was the Amazon thing, bro. I'm telling you that.
Yeah, it probably was.
That's what kind of is. Look, public perception. Oh man, starting loads. Public perception. Do you get me? So I feel like I played a major part in that.
That is very true, man. Well, at the end of the day, I think I just want to see. I want to see Dele have another chance. We've got nothing to lose really at this point. Especially if you think of like Europa League's coming back again soon. We've got the lowest ranked team in the Europa League. If I don't see Dele Alli behind Vinicius, or especially since Lo Celso's injured, still, if Dele Alli's not behind Vinicius and with Lucas and these guys, and then like, what is the point?
What's the point?
What is the point? And it makes no sense at all. A lot of people saying Jose out, and I feel like this is a big thing right now. There's a big thing. We've got CH here saying it. Jose out. Jose, you heard me here saying Jose out. I've seen it a lot on socials. That is a stretch, man. I understand people's frustrations, but to want him out now is the most reactionary thing I think I've ever seen ever.
You lot are going too far.
Oh, Caden and Mod's agreeing. Oh no, Caden's saying Jose out as well. What's your take on what Jose like? I mean, you should talk to the people. What is your take on this whole Jose out? What like your thoughts in it? Oh, I don't even know.
Bro. He hasn't even done 2 seasons, bro.
Exactly.
And he's not even doing like obviously like the performances like this year haven't been great, but like bro, we're in a final. Obviously, like you said, we only played a couple games in the Carabao Cup to get to the final. But bro, are we not there? Like
still there. We still got it. Yep.
Because I promise you, if we win that, I'll be like, okay, like he's staying. Unless my thing is just like I don't want to be too reaction. I don't want to give too much. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't want to just explode off of like 2-3 games.
I'm the same. Because bro, if you think about it, at the end of the day, every single team has gone through like a bad rut. Every single one. At the beginning of the season, Man City were losing, drawing games, and you were, is Pep going to get the sack this year? No, they turned it around. Man U, probably one of the biggest turnarounds of the season. We thought Oli was gone and finished in November. Finished. Look at them. They're challenging top of the league right now. And people are actually calling them title contenders as well. Even Liverpool recently had a bad rut, and then I saw sort of the audacity of some fans on Twitter saying Klopp out. I was sitting there laughing my head off because I'm like, this is modern day fans right now. Do you know what I mean?
There you go.
And I'm just like, I'm sitting there honestly, bro. If you saw my family WhatsApp chat recently, I can't even begin to explain this. Like almost everyone is like Jose out now, and I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm not happy with these performances and how we're playing, but you cannot honestly say you want to get rid of Jose right now.
Dude, let me say this, yeah.
February 2021.
Let me say this, yeah. Bro, we had Martin Yo, we had One-Day Ramos. Bro, we rolled out with these guys, you know. Like, we were not just... And we were poor back then. Compared to now, we were poor. But we were still, like, riding with these guys. So, for me, I'm like, I agree with you. Modern day football, this is what it's like. You know, a few lackluster performances, and then it's like, get him out of the door. But I'm like, if it's not Jose, then who?
Who? That's the thing. Lampard?
What? If I see Avram Grant if I see Avram Grant in that boardroom, I swear to God.
Exactly. Like, listen, no. Don't even joke about it.
Like, the levels. Just trying to say the levels. Like, you can't be saying,
and
Jose out already.
Blake is making a good point here. People saying Nagelsmann, he's at Leipzig. We can't get him now if we sack Jose. I think this is what people got to realize. This isn't Football Manager or FIFA. We're not gonna just sack Jose now and then get the next best thing in the middle of the season. That's just not realistic. That's not gonna happen. I would love those kind of managers to be our next manager.
Yeah.
But people have to be realistic. He's not going to get sacked in the middle of the season when we've got a League Cup final in April against City. We're still in the Europa League. We're still in the FA Cup. Wow. And we're only 6 points off of fourth with a game in hand. I genuinely feel like Spurs fans, some of them, obviously not all of them, I feel like some Spurs fans have kind of got this sense of entitlement now, that we should be first or second, when in reality that's not true.
That's not how we're playing. That's not how we're playing.
No, I've always said at the end of the day, I've got to give Jose a full first season at Spurs because I don't want to be that mug that said Jose out, this, that, and the other, doing all AFTV and them, man. I said I'm not going to do that in the middle of a season to then find out that Jose's won our first trophy, maybe even 2 trophies in who knows how long.
But I'll give him another.
How much of an idiot would you look? How much of an idiot would you look if you said Jose out and then he goes and wins us the Europa League, a European trophy we haven't seen for 40 years? Are you mad?
4-0, not 4-0. Like, bro, that's a lifetime. Like,
exactly. And like, look, I've only seen us win. Well, I've actually only seen us win with my own 2 eyes 1 League Cup.
Yeah.
I was live for the one before that, but I was 2 years old, so I can't really.
With your eyes, though. But with your eyes, like.
With my eyes, I've only seen us win 1 trophy, and I said, "What is this reaction?" I understand the frustration. I don't like the way we're playing football at all either. I don't like that style because it was fine against just Cities and Chelseas and Arsenals because we won those games or drew those games and got the results we needed. Yeah. I'm as frustrated as anyone else seeing that against the likes of Crystal Palace, Fulham, whatever. But at the end of the day, so many of these goals have been down to defensive errors. Mourinho, we know, works on teams' defense, but right now we have not got anywhere near the level of defenders that his previous teams have had. When he was at Chelsea, we're talking like he had like John Terry.
The quality, not even the quantity, the quality of
the quality. He had man like
Ramos, the best left back in the world.
Exactly, and like his times at Inter, all these, he's had some of the best players ever. We unfortunately we brought in Reguilon, incredible signing. We thought that was a step towards it. I think Mourinho desperately wants Dyer to be his new John Terry. I really do, because he just wants, and I think he kind of loves him more because you can tell Portuguese and that. But in reality, you can tell. Yeah, exactly.
That's gang. That's gang.
But at the end of the day, bro, I don't think our defense is anywhere near the levels of the defense he's in previous teams. Yeah. And I think it's a bit stupid to say Jose out now. We'll see at the end of the season.
No way.
I've always said, and I've always stuck with my integrity, that I'll give him the first full season. If he wins us trophies and there's progression, fine, keep him in. If we don't win anything again and the team's looking slump, then fine, look for a new manager. But not just because of the back of a few bad games. And
that's nuts.
I'm not going to be that reactionary.
I'm not standing by that. I'm not standing by that. And only because I'm not trying to turn this. I don't want this club to turn into like a joke, man, like a shambles. Like, yeah, charity, all of that. But we are like, there's a certain sense of integrity. Like, you get me? Look, we have to have with our managers. Like, what? Just like you said, a couple games, bro. Like, a couple games. I understand if we were like in the relegation zone, I would understand that, because I'd be saying it, bro. I would be saying it. Like,
exactly.
Like you said, well, bro, the game in hand, bro. Like,
a game in hand, and we can easily be back in the top 4.
And look, they're talking facts.
If we somehow turn Chelsea over, right, and get a result at home there, like, because let's be honest, we've done it before at home. All right, it was in the Carabao Cup, but we still did it. They got a new manager. It's going to be hard. It's going to be so tough on Thursday. They've just got to win this, that, and the other. It's going to be tough. But if, for whatever reason, we managed to beat them, we beat West Brom, and then we're going into a City game with a bit more confidence, then things will turn around a bit more. If the poor run and losses continue, okay, then I can start.
You can hear it
a bit more, because then all of a sudden you're really falling down the table. But right now, when we're 6 points off 4th with a game in hand, and we still got Chelsea to go on and this, that, and the other, I'm not going to be reactionary too soon.
Yeah.
I would hate that. I'm not going to turn into Mr. DT.
But
Never do that ever.
But so let's say this now.
Okay, go on. Hit me.
We don't win the Carabao Cup, and we finish mid-table.
Go on.
Are you saying Jose out?
No, he will have to go there at that point. Then, yeah, for sure. No, that's what I said. It's always at the end of the season. At the end of the season, if you can't win us a trophy and we're not even back into competing with top four,
that was 10th.
Then we need a new manager, because then it's clearly not working.
Yeah.
Then it's clearly not working. That's fine. That's fine. But at the end of the day, we're mid-season. It's the weirdest season in the world. You could win all of a sudden you're back up to first. Like, it's a bit ridiculous.
From when you said Man United or title contenders, like, bro, we saw them. We saw what, like, the biggest. Honestly, bro, I thought it was gone. I saw all the memes. I thought John,
was going in to replace him back in November. I thought it was sorted. I thought he's done out here.
Yeah, see,
but it's a stressful time. Nonetheless, and obviously we've got tough games coming up. And what, Chelsea, West Brom, then Man City, then we've got West Ham not too long after that as well. We need to fix it.
I'm restless, bro. I'm actually restless.
I'm fidgeting all the time. Nonetheless, fidgeting.
Like, I was like, bro, like, sometimes I was just coming off the match here, and I was just jumping on, like, the TL, like, on Twitter, and I was just seeing everything. Like, I was just like, bro. And there's loads of fans that are just hilarious, absolutely hilarious, bro. I was like, like. At the same time, I was like, I'm just not gonna go on social media. I'm not even gonna go on because, bro, like, after a while, I just started to think, what is the actual point? Like, what is the actual point, bro? Like, I couldn't see anything where that was not like a top 4 performance from the team. We like, no way, no way, bro. Especially in this season, no way. But Europa League at best. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was poor performances. Just quickly on some like breaking news, it's officially been announced in the last 20 minutes or so about Liverpool signing Ben Davies from Preston. They're going to be signing the centre back from Schalke as well. That's pretty much done. I said we had a here we go from Fabrizio Romano. So they're getting new centre back, something we probably could look to doing, but there's not going to happen. The summer we have to get in new centre backs, no doubt
100%.
about that.
We need more options.
Other news: Tedham Mengi and Man United youngsters gone to Derby. There's another. We're seeing just so many loans. Troy Parrott's his loans ended with Millwall and has gone on loan to Ipswich. So hopefully he gets more game time there, because boy, I would love to see Troy Parrott come into the Spurs.
But also with Willock's gone to Newcastle as well, because they need him to get some more game time. So he's gone there as well.
Willock's gone. Maitland-Niles has gone to West Brom on loan. It's just loans all day long. Jay Lings
as well. West Ham.
He's West Ham. He actually couldn't play the recent game because he didn't get signed in time, so he'll probably play the next game.
Yeah. But there's so much going on, bro. It's like I was saying to you earlier, it's like, bro, like, there's so much going on. Like, obviously, like, this is always the period of the transfer window. Do you get me? Like, but yeah, it's just crazy. It's a crazy period, man. Crazy period, even with everything that's going on.
There's rumours that Tanganga could still find his way out on loan to a Southampton or West Brom, or there's a couple of championship teams, but I'd rather he'd go to a Premier League team to go anywhere. But I want us to have Tanganga there for the backup. I wanted us to have a back 4 with Tanganga playing right back.
But everyone was happy with everyone's even happy with that. Anytime Tanganga's come on, bro, you get me, his performances have been more than satisfactory.
Exactly.
So I was always going to be happy. I always would have been happy with that.
So I'm thinking if he definitely won't do that against Chelsea. I can see us doing a back 5 again against Chelsea is the problem, because that seems to be our defensive lineup right now. And against a team like Chelsea, you can tell he's going to go a bit defensive.
Yeah.
I hope we don't. I really hope we don't. But unfortunately, I can see that happening with like Doherty playing right wing back this time again. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. We have a £2 donation from Govan saying, would you rather prioritize the league or Europa League?
Europa.
I'm with you on that one.
Europa. That was a great question. Europa.
That is a fantastic question. I think the league right now is way too...
It's too open.
It's too open. Too many teams trying to get top 4. Whereas realistically, who's the competition in the Europa League right now? You've got Man U dropped into it, and Arsenal and Leicester are in it. Apart from that, all the other international teams, none of them are that great. I think this is probably one of the best chances to win the Europa League, especially with a man like Mourinho, who won it with Man United with a pretty
and he's had
poor
taste of it as well. Yeah,
exactly. We've got Region in our side, who won it last year for Sevilla. We've got a few winners on our team now, so this is our best chance, and that's guaranteed Champions League for next year, no matter how the leagues turn out. So I think we need to start shifting our priorities to winning the League Cup, winning the Europa League, and I'd call that a successful season.
Yes,
that's progress, because then we start getting mentality, and it's Champions League next year,
and it builds up the confidence as well, because that matters. The morale, the confidence, that matters. That matters.
People saying AC Milan and Roma. Roma, not so much recently, I don't think. AC Milan has started to find more form this year, so I agree they could be a bit of.
I've been seeing that as well.
But Rangers as well looking pretty strong. But again, I'm talking like in recent years, we've had the teams like Atletico Madrid have dropped into the Europa League before. Some big names have dropped into the Europa League to then win it, and we got kind of lucky that some big teams really, like Man United was probably the biggest team to drop into the Europa League. I'm not by all means saying it's easy. I'm not by all means saying it's easy, but I think it's our best chance. It's more realistic than it has been for us, to be fair. Oh man, it's stress being a Spurs fan right now. Pure stress.
It almost feels like, can we turn this around? Can we? Like, can we actually turn this around?
I think so. I think the thing is, where did I see it? There was a comment right here. I don't know where it is. I remember seeing a comment recently. Someone said, sorry if I couldn't find it. Someone said that people don't realize that we're actually in a bit of an injury crisis right now. And if you think about it, it's not wrong. If you look back to our first team, we're missing Kane. Massive. Region, I would argue, has been even just as important. Missing him because he offered so much. Like, think about his assists and his balls that he can whip in and what he offers going forward as a fullback. We don't get that with Ben David, and I feel so much more confident with the team. So we're missing him, missing Lo Celso for so long. You know that. All right, if we can't play on Ndombele, or maybe if Ndombele has to play a bit deeper with Højbjerg, then all right, you've got another creative attacking midfielder in Lo Celso. He was one of our best players last season. He's injured as well. Aurea, not an injury, but he's had a bust up with the players and the manager, so we're missing him. The defense, I don't know what's going on there. Apparently Dele's injured, so that's why he's not playing. But we're missing quite a few players right now, so I think if we get them back, we could start turning it around a bit. But
then does this come into play when when fans say that we need to be active in these windows so that we can actually, we have these players to fall back on? Because clearly the players that we have right now as backup, as alternatives, in terms of formations and stuff, it's not proven to be effective.
Yeah, this is what I kind of thought we were sort of a dream, because we were celebrating our squad depth back in September when the window was. I think it was in September. I was celebrating as we've got cover for every single position. We finally got a couple of.
I was talking shit.
But let's be honest. Doherty's not been anywhere near what we thought he was and what he was at Wolves. So that's not worked out. Vinicius, we still think could be a good backup striker, but then is not getting the minutes in the league. He's got 8 goals in 14 games, I think. So it's not a bad return considering
We
had Lo Celso back up to Ndombele, but then Lo Celso got injured. We've had what other backups? We finally had wingers of you had Bergwijn, Bale, Lucas, and Son.
Which everyone was excited about.
So we had 5 options for wingers, and everyone was excited about Bale. And it was okay, Bergwijn towards the end of last season looked like he could have been a good talent.
Yeah.
But even then, players you normally used to rely on back a couple years ago or last year, like Lucas, not performing to a good standard. So we've got, as much as we've got the players on paper that look like they could be good, they're really not good enough.
Yeah.
Defenders, we were we've got Dyer, Sanchez, Toby, Rodon, Ben Davies can play centre back, Tanganga. We were we've got 6 centre backs.
But do you think
they're not good enough for what you want?
But do you think that goes back to what we were talking about with Rambo last week, where it's obviously fans not being in the stadiums, that plays a big part. So do you think that plays? Because obviously, I want to say obviously form, but I'm thinking the whole team though. Like, the whole team is playing poor. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
The thing is, I don't know if having the fans at the stadium would have made it worse or better. Because I know for a fact, well, seeing off of social media, none of our fans are accepting the way we're playing. And I guarantee you, those home matches, or even the away ones as well, but mainly the home ones, if we played the way we've been playing and losing against the teams like, or drawing like Fulham, Wolves, all these kind of games at home, I know for a fact there would have been a lot of booing going around the stadium. And that can impact the manager, the players, all negatively. So it's hard to tell whether that would have brought them down or whether we would have been there to kind of spur them on and actually, like, you know, start giving them life. And I know for a fact on a player like Bale, the fans would have helped him out because we would have been singing, Bale, Bale,
Bale, yeah.
Everyone would have been loving it. And I feel like that would have done confidence. But some people, maybe not. We might have been booing the likes of, who am I going to throw under the bus?
You said Sissoko, Sanchez, would you like?
Sissoko, Sanchez, anyone that made a mistake. So we might have booed Dyer, Rodon, all these, whoever. Do you know what I mean? So it works both ways, really. But there's no doubt having fans at home makes a big difference. Because I saw a mad stat, actually, I think yesterday. I think they were saying in the commentary that this has been the first season ever in the top flight since 1888. The first time ever there have been more away wins than home wins in the league so far this season, which just goes to show that home fans do carry their teams to results at the end of the day. And right now, without fans, it's just created a total level playing field. So
exactly. Yeah, there you go. There's no advantage. There's no
advantage. Exactly. Yeah. So I think the sooner the fans can get back into the stadium, probably the better for us, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And I think with the atmosphere, I mean, bro, like we've gone to the stadium, like it's amazing. Do you know what I mean? And I think at times where like the fans can almost through the atmosphere of the stadium, we kind of tell the players we need to win this game. It's always been like that.
Very true.
It's always been like that.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right, man. I think that it's annoying because the way things are going, I can't see fans getting in the stadiums anytime soon.
Not at all.
I can see fans being at the finals in Wembley. Purely because it's 100,000 seat stadium. You can have some fans there quite well socially distanced, and they're going to want that for the finals. So I reckon for the finals there will be some fans there, but I don't think any fans are going to get back into like the normal stadiums this season. Or at least a good number of them. Maybe next season. It all totally depends on how the vaccines and the numbers go. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, maybe coming up to the summer, maybe the death rates and all that kind of drop down a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe we can, but this season I can't. In my opinion, I can't really see it. Oh, okay.
I wanted to ask you, George. So obviously, like as you said, like the vaccine, I'm kind of going off top just because I wanted to get your thoughts on this. Yeah, like how's it been? Just like at home, being at home, bro. Like, how's it been
for me personally?
Yeah.
I think this lockdown, this third lockdown 3.0, the trilogy, the finale to the hopefully the finale to the
lockdown revolutions.
The return of the virus.
Lockdown, the prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, it's feeling like a prison right now, honestly. Man, listen, I think this one, has been the hardest for me personally because it's the weather doesn't help. I think the first lockdown I kind of embraced, and it allowed me. I started off Tiders, the other YouTube channel with these guys. I was live streaming games and Warzone a lot more. I was doing obviously a live stream for the football. It was a good chance to try something new, and I was at least kind of riding it well. Then it got to the summer, you could do exercise, you could do this,
and you were allowed out pretty much.
You're allowed out, yeah. Whereas now I'm very, very grateful that I've got work, like full-time work. So that one thing I can be grateful for. But the other issue is it's dark by the time I'm done work. It's cold, it's raining. I can't really go out and do the exercise and the stuff that I want to do. I've got a girlfriend fairly recently, but she's had to move to Newcastle for her work. And because of the lockdown, I can't visit her. So we're just stuck on FaceTimes. And in all honesty, it's been tough on me. And then like the YouTube channel's kind of been a bit stagnant in the past month, but normally it does in January. So hoping to pick up back soon. But
yeah,
it's been a bit tough for me this one, man. Been a bit tough. What about you? Like,
yeah, bro, pretty much the same thing. I think like, I think being more like at home, like in the first lockdown, obviously it was kind of a new thing. So
yeah,
you didn't really know, like the ins and outs of it. You just knew, okay, we got to stay home. And like you said, the weather back then was nice. So even we could be told to stay home, but it was 20 degrees outside. So it's like, okay, well, it feels like I could go in my garden and have a barbecue. Do you know what I mean? But like,
yeah, me, like we had gardens, like lunch. I made lunch every day, and we had it in the garden, out in the sun, or like you'd go have your dinner out there, barbecues. Like the vibe was just so much better now, man. So much
and then
better.
what makes it worse? And that's what I'm saying, bro. What makes it worse? I'm like, okay, let me watch the football, take my mind off of this, and the football's whack as well.
You're not wrong. You're so not wrong.
That's why I asked the question. I'm like, if
you're not wrong.
if you're doing all right at home, then you get like all this Spurs doesn't matter. But because we're stuck at home, if you're having a hard time at home and like you're seeing us play rubbish as well, that's why everyone's losing it.
Everyone's losing. You're right. You know what? I think that's why fans are being particularly more reactionary to what's going on.
Yes.
I feel like if we were in the stadiums, it wouldn't. Obviously, it's going to be an issue. I'm not. Let's not be naive. It will still be an issue losing these games or drawing them, whatever. But I feel like it wouldn't be as much of a problem. I feel like people would be a little bit more understanding.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're right, the football is the one thing we kind of enjoy and can watch right now. And then the fact that that's crashed, you're right. I think that's what's making.
Bro, I can't even do predictions. I've been doing predictions for like a year. On my Insta story, I've been doing it for like a year.
Death threats, bro.
Send me death threats, bro. Like, yo, if I see you put up another prediction, I swear to God, I'm gonna find out where you. I'm thinking, bro. Like, and I'm telling you, it's because we're stuck at home. Like, because I wasn't getting any of this when we were allowed in the stadiums. I wasn't getting any of this.
So true. Do you think
this? You go on.
I was gonna say, like, do you believe in that kind of stuff? Like the whole like because like Mel Ceballos, for those that might have seen, went viral.
Shout out to Mel.
Talk to Brian, and then man there kind of went viral because now we're not necessarily performing that well. She like everyone's saying that Spurs is bad on the form is hurtful because it's like, oh, we've lost all these games or we've drawn all these games ever since she said that after the Arsenal game. But then the same way people are sending you death threats and because you do predictions and we lose when you do predictions. Like, do people honestly really actually think that is the reason why we're playing badly? Or
listen, that's
Archie seems to think so. Archie seems to think so.
Bro, this is the desperation. I'm telling you, because we're stuck at home. We're playing whack. Would we need any reason? And the thing is, it's not. Listen, I haven't had the best of luck with my predict. Like, bro, I'll take 1 week off and we'll win like 4-0.
Please, as an experiment, I beg you, please don't do it this offer for Chelsea, and we just see what happens. Because I swear, even though I don't believe in it, I swear, Chelsea, you are not posting another one again.
Listen, honestly, bro, I feel like Mel is one of the other people who get like just a mad hate. Bro, I'm telling, how can Archie get it's our fault we're losing? Because I'm telling you, even if we lose and I do it again and we lose, everyone's still gonna get onto me. I'm telling you, like, so I just think it's a combination of just like all of these things, staying at home, us playing whack, not being able to be in the stadium. It's like, oh well, I'm gonna take my frustration over here.
Yeah, 100%. It impacts people's mental health massively. I know it's mine, but I can understand why people are frustrated. I can understand. We've got Joe Hunter asking who will join Hit the Bar number 5 for next Monday. We need some suggestions. We need some. Everyone in the chat right now needs to leave some suggestions who they want to suggest in the future. I know we get expressions a lot. We're working on getting him at some point soon. But yeah, let us know who you want to see. Because we're not trying to keep this, obviously, today predominantly is going to be about Spurs. It's deadline day, the result yesterday. We haven't got a guest. We're going to do mostly Spurs today. But in every episode, we want something different as well. We don't care if they're Arsenal, United, Brighton. We don't care if they're a rapper, singer, any sort of just personality that you are interested in, that you want to see. We've really had Rambo. Let us know, man. Let us know.
Because yeah, like as we said, we've had good guests so far. We've just started, so literally, you guys just put down suggestions, and we'll make sure we'll sort that out for you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, everyone's saying Chris MD. I don't think you guys understand. I don't have links to Chris MD whatsoever. He's got 5 subs on YouTube. One day, potentially. One day, but for now, that's a little bit of a stretch.
I think they're loving the personality. That's why. If they're seeing the personalities make sense, that's why.
Exactly. So we'll work on for someone. We'll let you know across all socials. So make sure to follow both of us. You can see our handles. Mine's there. Oh, you can't really see it, but it's just my name anyway. Yours is over there. So just follow us all, and no doubt we'll get some big guests coming on soon. So don't worry about that. I think it's a good time to move on to some because I put this out on my story. Where have I got it? Got some Instagram questions.
Hey.
Don't worry, we'll be leveling up the look of the stream as well soon. And I can't wait until we have a studio and do this big time, because that is going to be exciting. So that's actually, before we do that, good question, good suggestion there. Thank one question go is definitely a good thing that we could do going forward in the show, which is 100% what we want to start doing. A little more segments and stuff like that. But for now, we've got some Instagram questions. So I'm gonna go and find where did I put that post up and see what some of you guys have been saying.
This should be good.
I won't do the same ones we've already talked about. We've talked about Mourinho a lot. We've talked about those some different ones because we've already spoken about those a lot. Unless they're pretty quick ones like this one. So we've got I'm Caden99 has asked one centre back to sign this summer. Who would you sign?
Who would I sign? Who would I sign? I don't even know, you know. In order to fit our team.
I've got 2 answers. I've got one for who I would have wanted to sign today.
All right, go on then, because go on.
The player I would have wanted to sign today would have been Sergio Ramos, because his contract a stretch.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who we could get though.
It's the Mourinho links at Real Madrid and his contacts there, but then also more than the fact that Sergio Ramos' contract ends in the summer. So he's only got 6 months left. So he wouldn't be expensive if we were to get him now. And it's, for me, in terms of a player, he is a leader. As a centre back, my guy's got 100 goals, which is ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. Did you see him wanted to come like here?
He's also 34, which is kind of why I wouldn't want to get him in the summer. I think he's 34 or 35, around about that. So that's kind of why I wouldn't get. But in terms of like an instant fix now, even if it is for whatever reason we could get a loan, I don't know. I think it's probably a little less realistic. But in terms of a player that I think would fix us right now, I think he would have been perfect. He's won everything. He's, like I said, got a leader, which we need. And I feel like we need someone with big experience to go alongside someone like Rodon or Dyer, potentially, in defence. I think he would have been perfect. In the summer, no, I think it'll be a bit too late. He's getting on a bit. And more likely, because he'll be for a free then as well, I feel like other bigger clubs might be able to get his signature. More likely to, like your Man United, Bayern Munich or whatever. So, but in the summer, I'm thinking about Ibrahima Konate from RB Leipzig, which may be a bit of an unrealistic one as well, because he's obviously very sought after, but he only has a 40 million euro release clause in the summer.
So the fillings that you'd like to have, the possible like purchases that you'd like the club to have, they're stretches, basically. They're
stretches, but I think for me, that's like what we need to aspire to, though. Like, if we're not going to go after these kind of players, we're never going to fix our defensive problem.
That is true.
And to be fair, we went after Skriniar last year, and he's valued at 65 million euros. So there's no. I feel like if we were to spend big in the summer, we probably would spend big on one player, and I feel like that has to be a centre back, really.
Yeah, but I think the only reason, a lot of the time, I wouldn't agree with you, but the only reason I feel like this time around it would make sense, I'm going to refer back to what you said with Ramos, the Mourinho links. And I feel like that would be a lot of the reason, because a lot of people, players can say, why would I want to go to Tottenham? No disrespect. I'm just thinking, these guys, you know what I mean? I'm just thinking from their perspective. They'll be thinking, well, I've won the Champions League or whatever. Why am I going over there if they're struggling for Europa? Oh, wait, Mourinho's there. Oh, I've always wanted to play under Mourinho. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's the big attraction for us.
You know what? That's exactly what my main big thing was about signing Jose, and why I was happy about him being as a manager, because it wasn't necessarily just the tactics or this, that, and the other. He has got the most ridiculous pull ever, because he's the most decorated manager, and people will want to, players will want to be under him just to be like to have him as their manager alone. If
100%.
we didn't have Jose, we just had another random manager. I don't think we maybe even would have got Bale or Reguilon. I think Jose was like a massive part.
Massive pull, bro.
So, go on, what are you saying?
No, I was gonna say like, other than that, what would have been our pull? Like the stadium, because I was seeing like when Bale came, we were parading in the stadium like
the refillable beer. Who knows? Like that could be, even though the players can't even drink, I'm like, hey, listen, look, you go to the bar, you stick your thing there, it goes. Done, you're sorted. Maybe just change it to like Powerade for the players or something. But
yeah, exactly. But
who do you think then? If you're thinking more realistic,
but I'm drawing a blank. But sometimes I'm drawing a blank because I'm just thinking like none comes to mind in my opinion. It's tough, bro. It's tough. Like, oh yeah, bro. Ask me again next week because none actually coming to mind. You'd have to ask me again next week, bro. But I definitely want to get some fans on as well. I definitely get some fans on this one. Get them to answer a couple of questions.
Cool. So, everyone else can leave suggestions in the chat. I'm seeing some Issa Diops. I'm seeing some Tarkovskis, Lewis Dunk. For me, that's probably not. We probably need to aim a bit higher, but obviously, given the situation, those would be the players we're going to get eventually get.
Yeah.
What else we got? Who was saying? What are your thoughts on Lo Celso and how injury prone he is and how he's turned out to be? And that was from Ben.wise_.
Shout out to Ben. How injury prone he is. I mean, I like Lo Celso. Do you know what I mean?
I like him.
Yeah, I think with the injuries that we've seen, how many times we've seen this story over and over again when someone's injury prone, and what is the point of you being, me liking you if you're always getting injured? And obviously it's not your fault. We can't criticize a player for how their body reacts to the game, but I just think for the situation that the club is in, obviously we've got to kind of look at the bigger picture, and hopefully for the rest of the season, the situation works itself out for the better. Like I said, I think the good thing that's come out of this Dele stain, in my opinion, I'm happy with that. And it kind of hurt me when we spoke about this last week, and we spoke about him going to PSG and playing another Poch. Like, we knew how great that would look for him. Do you know what I mean? And we don't want to be enemies of progress, but we're kind of selfish in the sense where, like, okay, Mourinho's not playing you, but the fans want you to stay. Do you know what I mean? So back to the question with Soso, I think I like him as a player, but I just hope that he doesn't get bombarded with injuries for his career, because it would be a shame.
I hope so as well. He was so good for us last year, I feel like, and I
loved him last year, bro. Yeah, it would be such a shame.
So hopefully, you're right, man. Hopefully, when he comes back from his injuries, hopefully he's kind of just back to normal ways, and he's just going to be a perfect asset for us. Because God knows we need it. We need the creativity, man.
No, we definitely need the creativity, and I just feel like, even to wrap up, like, I think just looking back on everything that we've spoken about this episode as well, I really do hope we win the next game, bro. I just really do hope we would. That's pretty much my last thing I can say.
It's a big one, though. Chelsea as well.
Yeah. And I won't do no.
Obviously, we won't answer them because we already have. But shout out to Brooksy.21. Shout out to Matty.Herington, my mate, as well, asking about Bale. But obviously, we've already they're all asking like the questions that we've already touched on, talking about Jose. Yeah. Or not, but because a lot of people have put in questions, I thought I'd shout them out.
Yeah, shout them out.
That. The _Hotspur_stand also as well, asking about Jose's job being a risk. We already discussed that earlier. Kyle Boyd 1307 asking about the main problems in defense, in our defensive tactics and our defenders in general. So of course, again, we've talked a lot about that as well. Fleur_Salsa saying, are you still Team Jose, or do you think it's the players having no mojo for a dip in form? We've talked a lot about that. I'm sticking with Jose for now.
Mojo Jose. That's what I'm gonna call it. Mojo Jose.
Mojo Jose. Hopefully it comes back. Hopefully it comes back to full force on Thursday in our London derby. Because man, we need that badly.
We need that win. We need that win.
And then here we go. Teddy Monroe saying, "Is Mourinho going to stop the predictions?" Sad face.
Teddy's been on me, Like,
is he the one that's been the
chat? It's not him. I'm not going to do him like that. But he's been like, "Yo, like, can you?" It's like someone said, like, it's like you want us to hate you. Like, it's like you got to relax. Like, there's been loads of just like backlash and whatnot. Like, and Teddy, you know what? For this match, I'm gonna leave it. Or I might not. Check my story.
We'll find out. Story. That's the only way you'll know. All right. All right, we'll leave out with this. If you're saying in Jose we trust, I think we're going to end it there. We've coming up to an hour, close to an hour. Good little wrap up of how Spurs have been doing. Our thoughts on Spurs and what's been happening recently, and then all the deals for Spurs. Pretty much no deals, but I guess the fact that Dele's staying is a good thing for us, right? So 100%. Hopefully we just get to see more of him, man.
Yeah,
man. It's been a great little turnout today. So I appreciate all you guys in the chat that have joined us. Caden saying everyone drop a like and subscribe 100% if you're new. Make sure you do that. We're going to be back again next Monday, hopefully with another big guest lined up for you lot. And yeah, man, we're good to go. Bring on Chelsea on Thursday. We'll see what happens. Who knows? We're not predicting anything anymore. We're going to take the result as it comes and pray that Mourinho masterclass happens again. All right.
Yes. Hey, and don't forget to hit the subscribe bar.
Hit. Stand up, my friend. That is take it back. That was good. That was good, my guy. That was good. Oh, perfect, man. I love that. Ronak saying, thank you, George, for this stream. It was great. No worries. We'll try and bring you the best streams possible. This will keep going up and up and up every single time. Don't you guys worry about that. Another quality stream. Keep it up for sure, my guy. And try and stay as positive as we can, because that's what we want to do around here. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
All right, people. See you all next time.
Peace.